Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
That's what I'm talking about. All of our guests today, including Ross Tucker, standing by, brought to you by the Waddling Dog Pub. Waddling Dog has the busy fall season covered. Come cheer on the Canucks, Lions, Whitecaps, Seahawks, all while enjoying one of their 19 taps. Check out the daily happy hour from 4 to 6. Every UFC pay-per-view event and attached liquor store and hotel. Also, don't forget to grab some Donnie and Dolly merch as well. The dog is the place to be this sports season. Joining us now from the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, Westwood One and CBS Sports, Ross Tucker. Happy Halloween, sir. How are you?
Happy Halloween to you guys. I am fantastic. Who are the Whitecaps?
They're Vancouver's Major League Soccer team. And they're involved in a playoff series against Will Ferrell's LAFC right now, down 1-0. Impress your friends with that knowledge, Ross.
So wait a minute, they have series in MLS? Like when they go to the playoffs, they have like a series?
Big MLS fan, are you, Ross? Yeah, they do. They do. Actually,
not even a little bit.
Yeah.
And I shows. Like you said, the BC Lions, the Canucks, Seahawks. Like I got all the other teams that I can go watch at the Waddling Dog, but you said Whitecaps. I was like, who are the Whitecaps?
Well, to your defense, they have changed the playoff format recently in Major League Soccer.
Are people really into MLS in Vancouver?
I'll tell you what, they're into the Whitecaps. Okay, they're into the Whitecaps. Overall, Major League Soccer, there's an argument to be made there, but the Whitecaps go way back to the old North American Soccer League, probably before your time, Ross.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't picture soccer being all that popular in Canada, but I do think the Whitecaps, that's an awesome name for a team from Vancouver. I like that.
Yeah. It has to do with the mountains and the sea. We'll talk about that in length at another time. Hey, I said happy Halloween. I heard your take on the Take 5 bar, your favorite candy bar. I didn't even know if it's available in Canada. I'm not really sure. Maybe somebody could help me with that. What is it you like about this treat?
Well, two things really important to talk about because there is no higher authority for these matters than me. And I'm trying to make sure people in Western Canada are educated. So number one, you need to have a Reese's Take 5 bar. You just have to. Whatever candy bar is in your head right now that you love, Snickers or Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, it has everything that's in that, but then it has other good stuff. It has chocolate, peanut butter, caramel, pretzels, peanuts. So whatever is your favorite candy bar, the Take 5 bar has that and then some. Absolutely delicious. While we're on the subject, do either one of you strongly care for Three Musketeers bars?
They're good. They're good.
No,
they're good. I like them.
Not a big fan.
Rick, if you went into a convenience store up there in Vancouver and you had to get a candy bar, please don't tell me with Snickers and Kit Kat and Twix and Reese's Peanut Butter Cup staring you in the face, even Milky Way, you would not buy a Three Musketeers bar, would you?
Even though Henry's good. Listen.
I don't think we have Three Musketeers up here, do we?
We used to. We
do?
I remember Three Musketeers. Absolutely.
Rick just said he likes it.
I do like it. I do like it.
My point is, I don't know anybody that actually buys a Three Musketeers bar. I am convinced it's some type of laundering scheme by the company. Who buys that? So I'm going to go trick-or-treating with my daughters tonight. Everybody gets those variety packs. My daughters will go. I'll walk up to a couple doors with them. You'll see this variety pack. All the Snickers are picked out.
Yeah.
The Kit Kat's picked out. All that's left at the end of the night is Three Musketeers. Yeah. And yet they just keep manufacturing them every year. There's some type of weird tax evasion, money laundering scam going on with Three Musketeers bars.
Yeah. Well, one of these days soon we'll see Three Musketeers, the actual Three Musketeers behind bars. Yeah. And no crunch to it, no substance to it. I agree with you,
It's
Ross.
air. You know why I figured out? Somebody replied to me on social media, at Ross Tucker NFL. You should all follow me, by the way. Somebody replied to me on social media and they said one of their cousins doesn't really have any teeth left in their mouth, and the only candy they can have is Three Musketeers because it's just like air.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but just like air. So that must make sense. Three Musketeers are really popular with the toothless community.
There's an ad campaign for you. Hey, Ross, football. Seahawks acquire Leonard Williams, defensive lineman from the New York Giants. He cost them a couple of draft picks. He's got a pretty hefty contract. What can you tell us about him?
Really good player. I love this move for the Seahawks for a couple of different reasons. Number one, the Giants are paying all the money for the rest of the year. The Seahawks are literally paying him the minimum. The minimal amount that they can pay him, the rest of the money's coming from the Giants. That's awesome. Number two, this is the Seahawks telling that entire locker room, we believe in you guys. We think you can win the division. Heck with the Niners. We think you can go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, we think the Eagles are pretty good, and there's some other good teams out there, Cowboys, whoever. We don't care. We don't think they're better than you guys. Detroit, we think you can go to the Super Bowl and win it, and we're trying to give you guys some more pieces to go out and get this thing done. I love it. I love the messaging. You know, a second-round pick for a guy, I got to check and see when his contract's expiring. This might be the last year. Second-round pick's a little hefty if that's the case, but they must have a lot of confidence they'll get him re-signed.
Ross, the 49ers, what do you make of this? Started 5-0. They've lost 3 straight. There's a lot of panic there. Are you in there with the panic right now?
A little bit. Yeah. Because I'll tell you why. Number one, this is now 3 games in a row for Purdy.
Yep.
Right? So now you're starting to think, okay, you know, 1 game is an aberration. 2 games, like, okay, three is a trend. I mean, that's a significant portion of the NFL season, 3 games in a row. And really the last 2 games, their defense has gotten lit up. First it was Kirk Cousins, then it was Joe Burrow. It's not a great sign either for them. So they got a bunch of things they need to figure out and figure out quick.
Ross, today's the NFL trade deadline. Sean Payton said, you know what, we're not going to unload everybody in Denver. Did you expect them to be more active than anyone else today?
I still think they might be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care what he said. What are they, 3-5?
Yeah.
If someone gives them a decent offer for a guy that they're not beholden to, they'll get rid of him. I know they beat the Chiefs and they're feeling themselves a little bit, feeling good about themselves. I think I'd be surprised if the Broncos don't make a trade by the deadline. Let's put it that way.
Ross, you worked the Ravens and Cardinals 31-24 for Baltimore. Kind of under the radar, although the Seahawks do play them this coming weekend. The Ravens are 6-2. Are you a believer in that team?
Very much so. And that's going to be an awesome game. Absolutely awesome game. I can't wait for that Seahawks-Ravens game. So here's why I'm a believer. We showed some stats where the Ravens defense is kind of like up there with the 2000 Ravens defense. Now, not quite there, but, you know, they're in the ballpark. And then very similarly, we had another graphic where Lamar Jackson is pretty similar to what he did in 2019 when he was the MVP. Maybe not exactly the same in terms of rushing yards, but pretty similar. Guys, that sounds pretty good to me. Yeah. The 2000 Ravens with the 2019 MVP Lamar Jackson. Yeah, that sounds like a Super Bowl contender in my mind.
Well, we mentioned the 49ers. They lose to the Bengals. What are you seeing in a Bengals team? They're 4-3 now. What are you seeing in a Bengals team that started out so poorly?
Well, Burrow looked awesome. O-line looked better, and Burrow just looked awesome in that game. Coming off the bye, looked as healthy as he has in a while. Tell you what, though, it bodes pretty well for the Seahawks because they had really slowed down Burrow in that Bengals offense. And the 2 games on either side of that against the Cardinals and obviously against the Niners, the Bengals offense was on fire. So that's kind of another feather in the Seahawks cap.
All right, Ross, we thank you for this. This segment brought to you by the Waddling Dog Pub, and we've added a couple of other sponsors for next week. Three Musketeers is hopping on board, along with the Vancouver Whitecaps. I just thought you're a popular guy. I just thought I'd let you know that. Thanks for this.
I love that. I'm still trying to figure out how Rick keeps trying to get through these interviews unscathed, and he's doing a pretty good job. Although the Three he says he loves Three Musketeers, And I just looked it up. You guys don't even have them up there. So
I'm going back.
About ethics and morality for the next week.
Ross, I'm going back to the 80s. I can't eat candy anymore. Once you hit 50, you can't eat candy. I'm talking about the 80s. You don't think I remember the Musketeers in the 80s? Give me a break.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Next week, the first thing we talk about is Rick's claim that over the age of 50, you can't eat candy.
I can't.
What are you living for at this point? The
doctor.
Next AHL call-up, Rick?
Ross.
Candy.
Ross, the doctor, the sugar, you can't. It's over. It's over. Once you hit 50.
Oh, just work out 10 more minutes.
Don't worry. You're going to hit 50 one day, buddy, and you'll know.
Yeah, 6 years from now, exactly, to be honest with you.
No candy. Candy's over.
You look great, Ross.
Yeah.
So do you, Rick.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for this, sir. We'll talk to you next week.
See you, dudes.
You bet.